So I have some new wire. I have a new breaker, an electrical box for 2 outlets, and the new breaker is going to go in right in here. I'm going to shut the power off to the breaker before I do that, and then somewhere in around probably here-ish, well, I'm going to drill a hole to run the wire through, and then the box is going to mount like that basically. So it's going to be an externally mounted outlet box. It'll just be, and this is the setup. I want 4 outlets so that the washer can plug in. It's going to be a 20 amp circuit too, so this wire I got is 12-2, which is what you need for a 20 amp circuit, and as well as the outlets, which are 20 amp rated. So being so that we can plug the washer in, as well as possibly run the refrigerator off that as well, and shouldn't have any problems. And any other minor devices that we want to plug in, at least we'll have the option to do that with these, with 4 outlets. So that'll be the plan, which is the first thing will be to drill the hole, get the wires run through, and it's going to be a fairly easy job because there's not much distance to have to run the wire. So yeah, that'll be the first step. So we'll do that. 5/8 inch spade bit, that ought to work. So right about here, maybe a little bit over. I think right in there ought to work. As long as it's level with this, pretty much with this hole right here, because there is a 1x3 or something like that furring strip behind there. So thinking the long enough screws, that's what we'll screw that into. It appears we've actually just drilled into a stud, which, looking through the hole here, I didn't really seem to find one in there, so that's interesting. Okay, so the wire has actually been ran. So what I didn't realize was that apparently the stud was actually closer in here than I thought. I took a picture the other day here when I was looking at things. Inside there you could see there's a support right there, but if you notice right where I have it focused before the wire, there's a line right there, which from the picture I couldn't tell. It was kind of confusing, the distance of that line from where the phone was at. I thought it was that line right there, which is where the seam is, which would mean the next stud is like, past that, which doesn't make sense for, building codes and stuff like that. So, but now that I've drilled it, and, now that I've actually done, some testing with the stud finder as well, you can see, it's basically right there. So yeah, so that actually makes a lot more sense now. So but anyways, the wire's been ran through here. I installed a strain relief right there, and I just gotta strip this insulation off and run it, hook the white wire to the white or the neutral bar, and then the ground to the ground bar, and then hook the black up to this 20 amp breaker switch. So I'll do that and I'll come back after I do that. So circuit breaker's been installed. I don't know why it wants to sit kind of low like that, but there's not too much I can do about that. Maybe once the panel gets back on though, that'll help it seat better. And the box has been installed, so all I got to do now is just strip off these wire ends and attach it to the outlet. I should have left myself more ground wire there, but hey, otherwise, I mean, first electrical project, real major anyways, electrical project I've done entirely myself. So so far everything looks okay, except again for this breaker. I don't understand. It's a different brand breaker too, so I wonder if that has something to do with it. But like I said, once we get the panel up, hopefully that should kind of help it, because it's like I can't really push it any further up. Because of the way it mounts there, I don't know. It must have something to do with the way it's made versus these other 4 that have already been here. But anyways, so with that being said, I'll go ahead and close this outlet box up now that it's ready and screw it back together, and I'll come back. Okay, outlet's hooked up, ready to go. We'll flip on power and see if anything blows up. Lights work. Good. Okay. Use my idiot stick here. This one's dead, so which is good. I don't know why this one's tripped. Yeah, I don't know why this one's tripped. Shouldn't be any problems with that one. So, okay. Nothing here. So, I want to see here real quick, figure out why that 30 amp breaker on the very right is tripped here real quick. I don't know why it was tripped. Nothing really indicative of why it would have. So I tried it again though. I turned power back off and reset it, and I mean, yeah, so far it seems to be fine. So, but I'm going to leave it off anyways, because we only ever use that for the outlet on the front of the shop, which is for like it's a 30 amp 120 outlet for like an RV or something like that. So we never use that anyways though, since our relatives who used to have the RV here are now gone anyways. So with that being said, we'll see here if this one blows up, which it shouldn't. I've done everything correct. Once again, use my signature idiot stick here. These are protected outlets. That's why it's going to be hard to determine here. But I'm not getting blown up as I touch that, so that should mean we have good grounding. This wire is live. So, I guess with that being said, we'll go ahead and plug the washer here in and test it to see if anything blows up. Again, this is one of those protected outlets from Home Depot. We have power, it looks like. We'll go ahead and put it on spin. We should get power. Oh, hang on. The lid switch might not have its jumper in, so that's probably why it's... No, okay. Right, figures. I'll have to stick that in real quick. Give me a sec here. Okay, here we go. The lid switch jumper's in, so let's see if anything blows up. You have power. And we are spinning. Happily. Right. Okay. There we go. I think that is a success. Sweet. So the panel is put back in. Everything is basically installed and ready to go. I'll leave that off for now. Outlets works. I you know, like you saw in the previous clip, I plugged the machine in, tried it out, didn't seem to have any hitches whatsoever. So, and I have it set here next to the shop fridge. And my plan is to run this machine off of this outlet, probably this bottom left one right here, and then plug the fridge as well into one of these, either this one or that one, so that we don't have to be running it off of over there on that power strip anymore, because you're not really supposed to do that on appliances though. And this fridge is I think I've shown this in like probably a video in the past, but it does say 4.5 amps, 4.5 amps, and the machine, generally washers are usually about 10 amps, or that's what they're rated at anyways for the capacity. So, but that's, I figured, you know, that's why I figured a 20 amp breaker would work just fine for, you know, both those things, and then plus whatever else, you know, we wanted to plug in. I was thinking about maybe running a light off of that or something above here maybe in the future. And I have a temporary water hookup. It's not it's nothing permanent. It's just run from a cheap garden hose that I actually was given by my sister, that they got from a job, from a property management job that they worked on. So I was able to use that, and you know, to dedicate it for the washer. Meanwhile, the blue heavy-duty hose gets used around the yard for the sprinkler, as well as well, what would have been the pool, which, you know, doesn't look like it will happen this year though. Unfortunately, that pool is done for. I never did make a video on that either. So anyways, this cheap garden hose, I just have it running under the door here, and have it hooked. I had it hooked up to a Y, because when I had this sitting over here and I was doing work on it and running it, just here with the door open, I had that Y attachment so that I could hook up like a short extension hose with like a nozzle on it. In case I had to run the machine, I could just run the fill hose to the back and use the water, the cold water, to fill it up through the spout, so I wouldn't have to, you know, keep running back and forth to shut it off when it's done filling or whatever. And then, you know, still be able to have the extra use of a nozzle in tandem with that in case I needed to spray it down or something in the spin cycle manually, like in between the tubs or whatever. Stick the nozzle down and spray whatever remaining crap comes off, and I still might do that if I bring like another machine in and have it, you know, work on it here or whatever, because again, this I have this set up so that we can use this as a secondary machine. So this will be kind of a semi-permanent solution, though not quite, because, you know, it's not ideal. It would only be used in the warmer months and winterized when it gets cold, because this shop isn't insulated for one, and I don't have proper plumbing and drain pipage ran out here. So for the drain, I went down to a local pipe supply store. Where they do a lot of irrigation stuff, and I bought this 2-inch lay flat, what's called discharge hose. I got about 50 feet of it for $45 with this barbed fitting on the end, so that the drain hose could fit in this end. And you know, it'd be a portable sort of system to where I could run it from this machine if we need to, or if I bring another, you know, workshop machine in to do work on, I could just hook this up to it and run it out to the ditch and just, you know, drain it from there, and I don't have to keep borrowing the neighbor's discharge pipe. And this doesn't have any holes in it either, so that's also a plus. So, and for the deal I got it, I'd say this is a great deal, and it seems to be made of pretty durable material. So anyways, but now that this is all done, I can plug this machine in and sort of just leave it here and run it when we need to, and plug the fridge in once again. I'll have to, I guess I'll have to sort of test it too on the circuit here with both of them running at the same time to see if we have any issues, which that'll come with time here. But in the meantime though, I might just hook up or run the this drain pipe from the machine here out to the ditch, open the door here, and maybe run some cycles in it. So yeah, fun. And this is like I said, this is my first major electrical installation project I've really done, pretty much by myself, you know. So I'm actually very happy once again. Besides this breaker being, you know, slightly out of place, I'm otherwise very happy with the results. You know, everything's nice and clean, as you can see. There's no sloppy holes showing through, really, wires or anything like that. So anyways, yeah, I'm very happy with the results. First wash load. Yes, this one leans way over. Wish I knew why, because the counterbalance spring is still intact. But but in any case, it is washing away. Just like any direct drive should. You can only get cold water out here. So. We'll see how this drain holds up. It's not the greatest. I had to stuff a garden hose inside here to open the tube up. So, which helped the first couple rinse cycles I ran through it. So, or actually, you know, all the rinse cycles I ran through it after that. So this is the first full load of clothes I'm running through here. So we'll see how it holds up with that. I also installed this. And yes, it is indeed preheat fluorescent under cabinet fixture. I mounted it to the garage door rail. I made sure to cut this bolt on this side short so that the wheel or so that the rollers for the door wouldn't hit it. And it just barely touches it enough to not disturb it, if that makes sense. And this side I don't have to worry about because the rollers don't go that far. And while that load's getting done, so is this one. The camera might not pick this up. It looks like it is though. Look at that. I'll be darned. The triple action is actually going up to a degree. When it needs to. It's going there now a little bit. On top of the ever so tried and true dual action agitation. We're almost there. We're gonna see if our methods proved to hold up here. As long as it doesn't back up out of this side, we should be good. I'm gonna stand by the timer, just in case. That I'm not a huge fan of some of the sounds I hear. But we're not backing up so far. I hear water flowing, which is good. I can hear flow, although you can't see it. Well, we're golden, sounds like. Right. First drain was a success. Hang on. Yeah, see, that could be a problem in spin. if it's gonna lean this far. Might have to babysit it because I don't want it smacking against the cabinet. So far, it's actually going back, which is interesting. More to a normal position, which is good, but still doesn't explain why it leans in the wash cycle or in agitation. And yes, this one also has a spray rinse in the first spin, which I really like that. And yeah, probably the clutch will need replacing here at some point. Otherwise it works. The cabinet does shake a little bit. That's alright. As long as it don't walk across the floor or anything like that. Drain's holding up. Everything's looking golden. We are doing.